Hi guys, you're watching the rest of the story. I wanted to touch on a topic that tends to bring out usually at least one good heated argument. And that topic is the 8235R too big for our operation? No. The reason for that is I'm looking down the road. You guys may be a little crooked. I'm looking down the road 5-10 years, and tell you what, I'm actually looking to expand acres. I'm not planning on staying the same acres we are right now, and I can understand the side of the conversation saying that's too big if we're going to keep running the acres we got right now. Although I actually would argue that for what we're running right now, the 82 is exactly what we need. The 8235R is a 2012 model. It is the smallest model they made that year, to my knowledge. And that's equivalent to an 8130 from the series before that. Now that series went from an 81 all the way up to an 8530. So the 82 in that class, I think at the time, the biggest tractor that went up to was an 8345R from that year. And I tell you what, I'm regretting not buying a bigger tractor. I wish we would have gone closer to 300 horse. Say, people think, from what you guys have seen from our videos, now I can't stress this enough, you guys on YouTube, the videos that we're posting, you are seeing what we want you to see. You are not seeing everything. You are not seeing 100% of our farms. You are not seeing 100% of our layout. Says we do have some pretty decent hills. We've have some hills that I almost flipped that grain cart over on. Say we do have some gently rolling stuff. I'd say 3/4 of our ground is gently rolling. But that 82 on that VT, it feels it. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't want anything smaller on it. Maybe some of you guys would, but not this guy. I prefer horsepower. I like having horsepower. For those of you that watch Wes, One Only Farmer out in New Jersey, say he's got the right idea. You can do a lot of small jobs with a big tractor. You can't do very many big jobs with a little tractor. Say like pulling that VT, I'm going to keep using it as an example, with that 4020 of my dad's. That'll pull that VT out of the ground and around the buildings, but that's it. I know there's a lot of people that shun newer machinery, that don't like the electronics, that prefer, I hear it every once in a while that I should buy Wes's 4960. Sure, maybe a great tractor, I got nothing against it, but I'm young. I'm in my 20s. I plan on being farming for the rest of my life. I have no intention of buying a fleet of machinery and run that same machinery for the rest of my life. That's what my grandpa did. My grandpa ran, for the last 30 years he was farming, he ran pretty much the same equipment. And I tell you what, that's a big reason as to why we never bought any of it back from the farm sale. It was shook, it was tired, it was worn out. We could not farm for another generation with the same equipment my grandpa was running. Back to my original statement, why the 82 is too small for us is because we are running more acres than what my grandpa was farming. Back when my grandpa was here, we were running a lot more hay. We actually ran 200 acres of hay every year. I'd say 170 of those acres went to corn and bean production. That's more tillage. That's more carting, it's more strain on the combine. As far as bigger equipment around here, I heard from a guy that I agreed with him, is that when you buy equipment, you always buy bigger than what you need. Because you don't know where you're going to be in 10 years. I know where I'd like to be. I would like to have another 500 acres under our control, our operation by then. It may happen, it may not. We could still be running the same acres we got 20 years from now. Just to roll the dice. Say, just because you want something does not mean you're going to get it. See, that's a very harsh reality. I know there's people out there that like to live with their head in the clouds, but let's face it, I've been told that throughout my life, you know, just because I want that shiny new tractor or that nice brand new combine. Well, guess what? I do not see us ever buying anything brand new. That's just not going to happen. It's not in the cards. That we can't cash flow it. Say, I would rather buy a lightly used with a few $100s off lease piece of equipment and buy that. I mean, you can get it at a pretty good discount. Say the next tractor I would look at getting, if I'm the one buying it, would be 300 horse plus. Because what comes first, a larger implement or a larger tractor? I can tell you what, I can buy a larger tractor and still pull this equipment we got in the shed with it. I can't go buy, say, a 36-foot disc, as an example, and expect to pull it with the 76 or the 46. And yes, people aren't going to agree with me, but that 8235R sitting back in the corner back there would probably struggle around here with our soil types with a 36-foot disc. I feel my 25-foot disc behind that tractor. See, I know it's maybe hard to believe for some of you, but yes, the 8235 is underpowered for us. It's got a lot more power than what we've had in the past. Our big tractor back when Grandpa was around was a 4440 that was rated at 150 horse, and I tell you what, I highly doubt it was putting out 140. Yes, bigger 8000 series. Yes, a bigger combine. I don't know if we'd go to a 12 row or we'd just stick with a 6 row and run more capacity. Because the 9510, while yes, it is a good machine, it's been very good to us. I'm looking down the road. I'm looking at, do I really want to try to put 400 more acres of corn or beans through this combine? Hell no. I say this combine is taxed with the acres we have on it right now. They say a combine is actually pretty high up on our list of things we need to address as far as things we need to update, but it has cash flow. I've said it in previous videos, the biggest share of my income comes in November and December. So for the rest of the year, I'm just SOL. Yes, that comes into play with as far as investing and getting cattle around, more cattle around, so I could have calves I could sell throughout the year, different parts of the year. All depends on my management. But no, we're stuck with what we got in the shed behind me for the time being. I know that I should tune it. I don't really see me tuning it. I don't know. I've thought about it quite a bit, and I'm just right in the middle of the road where pros and cons are kind of even sitting pretty even right now. And to be honest with you, I know it runs just fine with where it is right now. So I do see us getting a bigger grain cart, and I think, honestly, I know the 82 can handle an 800 bushel cart, and we could just transfer that 600 bushel cart onto the 46 and just be mindful of where we're at. But as far as, is the 8235 too big for us? No. Even if we keep running the acres we got right now, I would rather have too much horsepower than not enough. I don't know anybody that would say that they would have less horsepower than what they have. That, you know what, that tractor's got too much horsepower. You know, I think I'm going to get rid of it because, you know, pulling that chisel plow 6 miles across the field is just, yeah, it's just too much for me. You know, I think I need to drop down to 3 miles an hour. I need to drop down to something about, 50 less horsepower. Not this guy. I like horsepower. It's great. So if you don't believe me, Wes out, One Lonely Farmer, he's a pretty good example. He runs that 7530. That's a 180 horsepower tractor that he uses for pulling hay wagons around, and he uses it for everything else. So I can get away with putting the 82 on our disc bind. We've done it. I probably won't do it again in the near future, but I'm pretty content with the horsepower we got around here, and people would think we should be looking at something a little bit smaller. We're on different pages because anything that I'm looking at purchasing down the road, it's going to be bigger, can handle more, bigger discs, bigger chisel plow. It takes power, because I want to be able to put our crops in and take them out as efficiently as possible. And as you grow in acres, you have to grow in equipment. But that's enough of that. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys are having a fun July 4th weekend. I'm actually having our 4th of July. We'll be doing it next weekend. But I know people that are doing it this weekend. That's where Ryan's at. So take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I hope I answered some questions and kind of explained as to why we won't be downgrading anything we have. It'll either be going sideways or improving. Hopefully improving more than going sideways, because when you're making equipment purchases and you're committing to equipment purchase and making payments, you better be happy with what you bought. So take care, guys. I'll talk to you later. And for those of you that don't know it and haven't subscribed yet, you're watching the rest of the story.